All right, so here we are inside Bambu Studio, and we're fixing to take our SVG file that we created in Inkscape and turn it into a 3D model. So let's go ahead and specify some different filament colors here. Maybe that. So we will do a yellow color. And let's see, what else do we want to use? Let's go ahead with a kind of greenish color. All right, so let's go ahead and import our artwork, which is Control I, and we'll go here to our desktop, and we will go to our Harley Cake Topper SVG. So here is the SVG that we created in Inkscape. And the first thing I like to do is come to the Objects tab here and define each component of that SVG file. So for example, that first piece is our backplate. Now, of course, you don't have to do this, but this is what I just like to do. Rain 01, that's just a piece of the rainbow. Another piece. Another piece of the rainbow. Another piece. I think there's 5 pieces. Yes. All right, so I think that's all of the rainbow. And then we can do Harley. And then 1. And then is. Okay, I think that is all of our components. So then what I like to do is start specifying the colors and sizes. So the backplate here is going to be color number 2. We're going to make it white. And then the thickness, we'll hit our scale tool, make sure uniform scale is not selected, and we'll do 2 millimeters thick. I think that'll work. And then everything else, as far as thickness goes, let's go ahead and just select it all and set our thickness to 1 millimeter. That's what I typically would do for something like this. And then we can specify the coloring. So for example, our rainbow pieces, we can do, we'll just select some random colors here. Our second piece is our little dots. Maybe we'll do those in pink. And then our heart we'll do in red. Makes sense. Then that piece there. Let's go ahead. Maybe we'll just leave it white. See what that looks like. And then green, we'll do that in 6. All right, so now we've defined our colors, we've defined our sizes, and now it's time to take all of our text and elements, the various elements, and actually we should go ahead and, I forgot, we have a little bit more here on our text, so we'll do 5, and then 1, we'll do 6, and is, we will do 6 as well. All right, so now we can go ahead and take all of our components. So obviously not the backplate, but everything else. So I just select my first one, and then I come down and shift click my last one, and then we're going to move it. So we'll go to the move tool here, and where do we want that to be placed? Well, our backplate is at 2. So if I change this value to 2.5, then that should work because our pieces are 1 millimeter. So half of 1 is 0.5, and then we're putting it on top of a 2 millimeter plate. So there you go. That's what it looks like. Okay. So that is really all we need to do. Now we can go ahead and slice the plate. It's talking about our prime tower. It says it has a floating cantilever. Now, why would it do that? So sometimes we have to troubleshoot some things here, because we definitely should not have a situation where we have a floating cantilever. So it's saying that the cantilever is happening here. I'll tell you what we'll do. Sometimes it helps us if we turn on, so we'll go back to the global tab and turn on supports, because that's what it's saying that we need. Saying there's a cantilever, I don't believe that is really true, but yeah, I don't see any supports that were generated, but we also don't get that error message anymore. So whatever the problem was has resolved itself. Now, what if I turn that back? Let's go back over to our Prepare tab, and let's just turn that back off and try slicing it again. Nope. See, it does say that we need it, but I don't think we do. So we went ahead and turned we'll reslice it here. And there you go. That's that. So I don't believe there really is an issue there as far as cantilevers go, but it's wanting to tell us there is. Okay, so what else do I want to show you in this video? Well, sometimes we get a file on MakerWorld or whatever the case might be, and let's say in this particular example, these sticks, we want them longer. Maybe we have a really tall cake, or just we have a reason where we want these sticks to be longer. Well, it's really easy to accomplish this here inside your slicer, so I'll show you how to do that real quick. So what we're going to do is select our assembly here, our model, and we're going to go to the Cut Plane tool. And then we'll take the X position here, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Okay. And so now you can see we have a plane. And then this little yellow dot, we can scroll and see how we can cut that right there. Boom. Now we want to go ahead and cut the parts, and we'll perform the cut. Now you won't actually see anything happen, but what's happened here is now we have these pieces that are separate from those, and they used to be together. And so now that we have these pieces, we can come up here to scale, and we can change the scale of them. So in this case, we're going to change the scale in the Y direction. So instead of 19, let's just make it 50. Let's just do something crazy. And so you can see there, and then we can just grab our move tool. We can slide it down. And as long as those are overlapping, your slicer is going to consider those as one. Or we could go ahead and just select this and be able to combine them together. But it's not necessary that we combine them together. But that's how you can quickly make those simple modifications if you decide those were a little short. So it's really quite simple here, what you could do here in Bambu Studio. And I'll tell you, the latest version of Bambu Studio, they did some little tiny tweaks to the interface that definitely makes working with Bambu Studio just a little bit easier also. So with that said, that's it for this one, guys. So hopefully that kind of helps you out with your project. And until next time, thanks for watching.